Howdy folks. Today I'm going to make bay syrup. We have a bay tree in the backyard and we recently trimmed some branches off of it, so we just have a ton of bay leaves. So we're going to make bay syrup. Let's go. So bay syrup is pretty simple. It's basically just going to be bay leaves steeped in simple syrup. I decided to use cane sugar for this as opposed to granulated sugar or turbinado sugar. I didn't want the sugar to interfere with the bay flavor. I want to try and get as much bay in there as I can. So I am doing a 2-to-1 simple syrup, but I added back 20% of the water. So it's sort of like I guess a 1.8 to 1 syrup, or you might say a 2 to 1.2 syrup, I suppose. The reason I'm doing that is because if you add back a little extra water, back off from 2 to 1 just a little bit, you're a lot less likely to have the syrup crystallize in the fridge. So for the syrup, I just measured out my sugar and my water. 200 grams of sugar for 100 grams of water, but I'm adding that 20%. So I'm doing 200 grams of sugar for 120 grams of water. So I just put a ton of bay leaves in because I wanted to get as much bay leaf flavor as I could, and I had the bay leaves. I crushed them up a little bit and tried to get them to steep in there real nice. Now, one quick tip for this is to let your syrup steep a little bit. You don't really have to boil the water, but get it hot enough to dissolve all the sugar, and then let it cool. And don't strain it until after it's fully cooled. I think I let this sit probably 5 or 6 hours. You could even put it in the fridge overnight and strain it out in the morning. You just want to give that bay as much time as possible to steep into the sugar. By the way, everything I just said goes exactly the same for cinnamon syrup, which I actually made on the same day. Don't strain it until it's been sitting for a while. So why am I making this? Well, I just basically made it just for fun, and because I had a ton of bay lying around. So I decided to improvise an old-fashioned, basically. When trying to come up with ideas, I like to keep it simple at first. I was trying to think of savory things that might go well with the bay flavor. My first thought was smoky scotch. I didn't want to have it be all scotch though, so I was trying to think of what I could split that base with. And I thought aged agricole would be a really good choice, but I don't happen to have any. I do have some unaged agricole, but that was a little too strong. But I do have this Clairin. This Clairin Vaval is got a very sort of umami kind of sour flavor, which I love. And I think it's going to go really well with the smoky scotch. Another idea I had was to maybe use añejo tequila. I might try that in the future because that also sounds good. Now we're gonna do an ounce each of our Clairin and our smoky scotch. I'll put in a 1/4 ounce of our syrup, and then put in some Angostura bitters. I like orange bitters and something like this too. And you know what? I've got these turmeric bitters. I'll throw those in as well. I mean, why not? There's no rules. Put in as many bitters as you want. All right, let's do it. Let's give it a try. I realized after I shot all that footage that I could use a bay leaf as a garnish, so that's what I did. How does that smell? I mean, the bay leaves don't smell like a lot unless you crush them up, but it does look kind of cool. I also put a lemon and an orange peel in there for fun. That's something that Death & Company does a lot, and it seems reasonable. I mean, if an orange is good, a lemon and an orange also good. I mean, do both. There's no rules. Let's give this a shot. You're gonna get a lot of that Clairin on the nose. It doesn't smell as smoky as I would have expected. Oh man, that is wild. The Clairin dominates a little bit, but you do get, as I'm sitting here, getting more of a smoky Scotch on the finish. So like that sort of sour, savory umami kind of flavor from the Clairin that sort of goes into a smokiness. It's sweet. It's sweet enough from the syrup. You get sort of a hint of bay. It's not super powerful, but I mean, this is really good for an improvised drink. I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, maybe we'll come up with some more drinks to use. Maybe I'll try that tequila version with bay syrup. I bet that'd be good. And also, I was also kind of thinking like some kind of like martini, like maybe like a vodka drink, vodka, bay syrup, and maybe something else savory. Like I've got this parsley infused vodka that I used for something else a while back. I still got some of that. That might be pretty good. Oh yeah, that's nice. I'm gonna enjoy that. Thanks for watching. If you got anything you think I should try, let me know down in the comments. I love to hear from people. Keep it classy, don't be a stranger, and we'll see you next time.